Going on, guys? We're back at the desk. Yeah, it's some progress. We got progress now that I got it figured out. Let me start with the floor. If you watched my last video, I told you we didn't have much to go by with telling me where to put this floor or what it goes, how it goes in, or whatever. The only thing I have to go by is this doorway. That doorway right there. That's where this gun goes. So what I did was, I went by the directions. I went through, kept looking at directions, and they give me, sorry for that shadow, but they give me the placement for the gun. So I counted all the squares in this piece here, and everything that was on there was on this piece here. So it added up. So I figured out where they placed that gun, and that's where I put the gun. Same thing with the ammo box. Same thing with that ammo box. So I put this all together and I got it set up and I got it dry. So then once I had that all done and I fit the gun into, once I had the gun in, the gun pretty much fell in. The floor pretty much seated itself. Now, what that told me was, if you can see those two little pieces in there, the floor butts up against those. It doesn't. I wasn't sure if it sat on top of them, under them, or what, but it doesn't. It butts up to them. So with that being the case, I butted them up against there, and I held it with some clamps, and I put this piece in, and then when I put that piece in, this now sits, if I put that in there, I was then able to put these strips in because there was a gap. So when I put this in like this, now once I get that in there and all lined up, those plastic pieces that I put in the bottom are now flush. So what I'm going to do is, that now gives me something that I can glue. And once I get that all glued in, everything is perpendicular. I checked it all out. It is at a 90. When you look at it, the floor is at a 90 to the fuselage. So that would be okay. And I had to, if you see this piece back here, these two pieces here, that piece there, and this side over here, I had to cut those off because it did not line up from the cross side. This cross side here, the wheels go in there. So this is going to be sitting in here like so. Well, when I went to put the floor in, those two pieces were off by like a half an inch. So, it lined up over here where it was supposed to, because this side has the same pin marks, one on the back there on the bottom, and then the same two up front here. Right here. Well, it lined up with those, but that other piece was off. So I just said, you know what? You're not going to be able to see it, so I just cut it. So I solved my problem. I can get that in there now, and once I get it all squared away and everything, I'll be all set. So I took care of my floor fit problem. So then after I got done with that problem, I ran into this problem. The directions. See all those windows that they tell you gotta put in and all that? Well, a gun goes there. There's a gun that goes right here, that 25 millimeter Gatling gun goes in that hole. It can't be windows. I mean, I look on the side, thank God they got a picture of it on the side of the box. Picture on the side of the box. You see any windows there? Anybody see any windows there? No. There's nothing there. So, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I puttied everything. And I'll be sanding that off and having to rescribe lines and everything else. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Tom from Rambler 69 told me that this kit was put out in an earlier version. I can tell that because when I get done, I'm going to have enough parts to probably build another plane. Other than the fuselage, I would be able to build another plane with all the parts that are left over. I got the pops ready and going. Yeah, but I'm trying to get this together. So that was the day yesterday or the day before, getting the bore all figured out and lined up, because I had to make sure the gun was in place and then it was solid, then it wouldn't move around. So, but that's all squared away. So I figured that out, and I can move on once I get this out of and all fixed. I still got pieces I have to put on, and then I have to cut this end off, this back end off. This whole back end from like here back has to come off. Yeah, be sawed off, because there's going to be a big door in the back that comes down. There's a door that comes down, and there's a bunch of flare. It's got a big flare box that shoots flares out the back. Dirk would know. He was a C-130 mechanic. So, point out anything you see wrong, buddy. Let me know. But yeah, that's where I am, guys. So, like I said, I got the poor part was all figured out. So, these directions, man, they're just telling you, very disappointed for the price of the kit I paid. But we'll get it done, though. We'll get it done. Persevere, right? All right, boys. Enjoy your day. Peace out.